Hey everyone, welcome to the Spiritual Freedom Support Call number 31. Let's see, I don't know who's all here yet, but we
Hi.
Hi Fran, how are you?
You got on.
I made it. Yeah, I had a couple of bumps, but I got on there and I'm
Yay.
updated. Yeah, thank you so much.
Good. I don't know. I know a few other people are coming. I don't know who's all here yet. Oh, there's Justin. Good. Hi Justin. Not hi Justin.
Hello.
Hi Justin.
Hey there.
How are you?
Fine. How about you?
Good. Oh, you came with your microphone today. That's good.
Yeah.
Hi, Justin.
Hey.
It's Fran.
Hey, Fran. What's up?
Okay, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Awesome.
You know, Justin, can I ask Justin a quick question?
Absolutely not, no.
No.
I never asked you, and I meant to, how your crystal class went.
Oh, the crystal class was great.
Oh, good.
It was very
Good.
nice.
I still have to find mine, but someday I hope you'll do another one and I'll be able to do it.
Well, you can get the recording. The recording is available for purchase.
Yeah, I will soon.
It's like literally, what, $10, I think?
1997.
My crystal's
Well, that was
still
for signing up.
my crystal's still lost in my closet, but it's in there. I'm gonna have to take the whole closet apart.
I still mean to get a green aventurine. That's one of my goals for this month.
Oh, I want to get a citrine. What's
I
an
have one of
aventurine?
those.
What's an
all about
aventurine?
adventure. No, just kidding.
Oh, well, that's a
No,
dumb
it was
question.
a joke. It's a joke. It's
Oh,
not.
I know. Sounded true.
I know. That's why I said it. I'm evil like that.
Yes,
no,
you are. I love it. I love it though.
It's all about it's another money stone, right, Justin? But more about
Which
luck.
one?
Green aventurine.
Yeah, it's a lucky money stone that allows
Ooh.
you to help you with luck, quick mental decisions.
Oh.
Good leadership skills off of making quick decisions. Speeds you up a little bit. Really provides. It's a gambler's stone also.
I like that.
Yep.
Green's my favorite color.
I'm gonna get one and go gambling. I'm just kidding.
Well, if you go gambling, you get one of those. And you get some like lucky oils and rub them on your hands and whatnot.
Yeah. I like playing blackjack. We don't get to do it enough, but I love blackjack. Last time we played blackjack, we went in with $80? It came out with over 200. It was awesome.
Wow,
that's
I love
good.
blackjack.
He's really good at it.
It was a lot of fun.
yeah, my brother's
that's
really good at it
right?
too.
What's that, Justin?
Blackjack is the same as 21.
21. Yeah. I really love that game. It's good. I mean, it's the game with the best chances of winning.
Yeah.
What
I mean?
kind of money do you need to at the least start with for blackjack?
Well, it depends on the table. The table I was at was, hi Brenda, I'm assuming. The table I was at was a $6 table. It just depends on the table. So
You came in with 80?
I came with 80. Yeah, we came in with 80. Christine and I both played.
Well, the more you come in with, the more you come in
coached
with, the more you can win, right?
Well, you don't put it all down at once. Holy God.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about blackjack.
The thing is, we creamed everyone.
Oh yeah, we were like way ahead. Anyway.
Right.
What?
Oh, it was a message.
Were you in Vegas?
No, we have a casino here, like what, 5 miles away, probably?
No, not 5
Okay,
miles.
10 miles
20
away.
miles, no.
20 miles away.
There's a bunch of casinos around here.
Some small number of miles away. It doesn't take long to get
It takes
there.
20 minutes, maybe a
So-
half hour.
Did y'all bring Braille cards or something?
No. Oh, God, they wouldn't allow that. The dealer would just read... or not, they would
read the cards.
Well, they would tell us, you have a whatever, if I hit to get another card, they would say, here's a blank whatever. And they would tell like what their showing card was, what their face up, and the dealers.
How'd you read but he told everyone your hand?
Well,
Yeah, I was just thinking everybody would know what you
And
have.
how did you know
how
what
did they
cards
do it, Christine? That's how they did it, isn't it?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter what
It
you.
doesn't matter. Everyone's you don't. It's not like poker where you have to beat other people.
Oh.
It's just whoever gets closest. Like you're trying to beat the dealer. Everyone's playing against the dealer
You're
one on
right, not each
one-on-one.
other. Okay.
No, so it doesn't matter if everyone knows your hand. Poker would be totally different.
Even
No.
people around the table will help you.
Right.
Make the right
They'll be like,
decision.
"Oh, you should do this,"
But wouldn't the dealer know since he's dealing the cards out?
Yeah.
If he's
Yeah,
telling you?
but it's all chance. The dealer can't manipulate the results at all.
Manipulate the results.
Mhm.
Right. The dealer can't. Anyway.
I get it.
But
Yeah.
I love blackjack. Anyway, that's totally on topic. But
Well, that's all right.
Off topic.
it was sarcasm.
Oh.
No, it's
So
free for all in this call.
what's that?
Well,
Free for all.
it did get started from a spiritual
That doesn't mean
point of stones, right?
And
Yeah.
you can't use playing cards as divination, so we're still on task.
That's right. In some very weird way.
I want to win
Anyway,
a lot of money. I wouldn't be one of those lottery winners that loses it all.
I know we were talking about this in the comments just a few weeks ago. I think.
Yeah.
And, what we do with our lottery winnings.
I would be very careful, and I would have a whole plan and not
sure.
be
So
an
would I.
idiot like these other people. Yeah.
I know. So
yeah, some people they're broke by 6 months. So
Yeah.
I know it's
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. How did everyone enjoy the full moon just the other day?
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it was in Virgo this time.
It was in your
Virgo full
sign.
moon.
unfortunately, it was raining here, so I didn't get to see it.
Was it? It was in. I'll get to the thing in a second. It was because my sun sign is my sun is at like 28 degrees Virgo. So there's something called a personal new and full moon. You have your personal moon cycle. So this full moon was actually a period of really low energy for me because it was actually a personal new moon for me. Have you ever heard of that, Justin?
No, what is that again?
What does that
Okay,
mean?
so you know that the new moon is basically when the moon and the sun are in conjunction. They're
Yeah.
like, right? And the full moon is when the moon is on the like 180 degrees from the sun in the zodiac, right?
Yeah.
So my natal sun is in 28 degrees Virgo.
Yeah.
And because this full moon was in Virgo, it hit a point of conjunction with my natal sun, which means it's my own personal new moon.
Your own personal moon. Oh, that's
New moon.
nice.
No, it's not.
I'd like to have a personal
No,
moon.
it's not. No,
I'm
It's-
just kidding.
It's not
kidding.
because I was like, oh God, I was such low energy the last 2 days. And I know like obviously we had the time zone, like the daylight savings, but it never hits me. Daylight savings never hit me. It was just the last 2 days I was so out of it, so like not motivated, so just needing to like I was reading a lot in the last 2 days too. But it was my own little personal new moon. And so it didn't act like a full moon at all for me. So it was very interesting. Everyone has that. If you if you're, I know Fran, you're Aries.
Yeah.
So if you have a full moon or any sign moon in Aries, it'll be your own personal new moon.
But what you said that what is the low energy? Does everybody get low energy when they have a personal full moon?
New moon.
New moon, I mean, it's
Yes.
a full moon, but it's in your natal
So
sign.
full moon in Taurus is not necessarily the best time for a Taurian.
Why-
Right,
and
exactly.
I just want to
Right.
know why, though. I mean,
Because
just
it's a
because
new
it's
moon.
your
The
sign.
new moon is low energy.
But it's
because
full. It's a full moon, though. we're
but not to
talking
you.
about.
But not to you.
Not to you. Okay.
Not to you.
All
Because
right.
it's interacting with your natal chart,
Okay.
right? So
I've never
it's your-
noticed it, but okay.
I've paid some attention to it before. I mean, you only get it every so often because if it's in like Libra or Scorpio, it doesn't matter. But if it's in Virgo for me, then or Pisces would be my full moon.
Pisces is your opposite, I think.
Exactly. So that's my full moon.
Axiomatic. I see what you mean. It's the axiomatic.
Right. So it was quite interesting to witness that effect. I was like really out of it.
I'm
the
glad
last
I
2
know
days.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever yours is in Aries, or it'll be new moon. If it's in Libra, it'll be full moon.
So just kind of expect that, your energy is going to be lower so you don't freak out.
In Aries, it'll be your energy will be higher in Libra.
That's my opposite. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
And Christine's,
Me too. Yep.
Yep, Christine is right.
She's in
about
Aries.
halfway through. Yep, about 15 degrees probably.
Right, but so hers is Libra is her opposite too, though.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So it was quite interesting. It was a pretty interesting couple of days. So that brings me to the first thing I want to do today is because I think I'm going to start a new tradition here where because this is the Tuesday closest to the full moon, I was thinking we'd take about 10 minutes or so and just if anyone has questions, do a couple of readings. You can either choose tarot readings with me or or crystal readings with Justin. Those are your choices. Keep in mind, these are public. Obviously, will be on YouTube. I'm not cutting these out. So, just keep that in mind for how personal you get. But
well, all my fans are watching, so they're going to know.
So,
you're going to know all about me now. All my
that's right.
millions of fans out there.
Right.
Wow.
Millions
To
of
love
fans.
about you.
So I want to
I
start.
have dozens of fans all over.
So I wanna,
well, we're all pretty famous. I
want to start a new tradition of the closest Sunday or not Sunday, Tuesday to each full moon. We'll do some readings and stuff like
That's
that.
really cool.
I think that'd be fun. Just brief,
I would love a reading.
Okay, so do you want crystal or card?
Me too.
I would like a crystal reading.
Okay, so Justin, that's your thing. So go ahead and ask your question.
Oh, that's right. You have to come up with a question.
And my crystals are away from my
No, you have to guess.
Oh, your crystals are what?
Okay, they're away from my mic, so I mean,
Well,
I'm going to use both methods anyway. Go ahead.
Right, yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
You did it once before on Zoom, so it turned out okay. So yeah,
Okay,
fine.
that's cool.
Okay.
Just speak loudly.
What is the next week going to be like in terms of oh man, maybe I better not go first.
No, go ahead.
No, I have to. I really want to word this right. Somebody else go.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but Justin is
sure?
still going to be. Yeah, Justin. I still want to do Justin.
All right. Well, this next person who said was Brenda. So Brenda, do you want tarot or crystal?
Tarot's fine.
Tarot. Okay. Hang on, let me open up my program, which is very okay. What is your question?
It has to do with my personal life.
Okay.
How is that looking?
I'm sorry.
The only thing I think of. How is it looking for the future?
So specifically,
me?
like, are you? Yes, I can hear you. Are you talking about relationships? Are you talking about
Yes.
what specifically in personal?
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay. All right. So let's see. How many cards should I do, Christine?
Whatever you
Should I
think.
do 1 or 3?
Do 3.
Do 3. Okay. Well, you have Christine to blame. Okay. This is why I ask other people.
It's more specific.
Okay. All right. Oops. It helped to interact with that. All right. You have the Queen of Discs. I hate court cards. You have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is abundance. And you have the Knight of Swords. I really, 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 really hate court cards. Okay.
But you always do a good job.
Sure I do. All right. So let's see. Earth.
Okay, I'm sorry.
water,
Say that again. Queen of Discs,
So,
Knight of
Queen
Swords,
of
and what's
Discs,
the middle one?
The middle one is the Three of Cups, which is called abundance. So in short, basically, there's obviously 2 court cards. I'm going to take the obvious meaning here and not make the mistake of saying it's an aspect of self. I know you are in a relationship. I'm sorry, you've told me that. So
Right.
things look good. You know what I mean? Things look pretty comfortable. Like you have the Queen and the Knight. The only thing with the Queen and the Knight is that they are in opposite temperaments, so there's definitely there's a bit of conflict there, because it's earth and air, and earth and air don't get along. They're enemies. Not necessarily a horrible thing. It's just there are challenges, communication,
Right.
stuff like that. But
Oh yeah.
yeah. But this Three of Cups abundance. This is not like financial abundance. The Three of Cups is emotional abundance. So, despite the challenges that there are, you really get along really well, and things seem to be going really, really well, and I think they will for the foreseeable future with the Three of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
There's really nothing bad there. The only bad thing, like I said, is the challenge. The only missing element is fire. So, I do elemental dignities. So with that, just make sure that, you stay keeping the relationship fresh, I guess. Don't let it get stagnant. Don't let it, peter out. But that's really the only warning I would say. But otherwise, everything looks really good for that. Does that help?
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very much so. And it's right on.
Good, thank you.
With the earth and air issue.
Yeah. Fran, are you ready for a question?
Yeah,
right,
I am.
Question.
Actually, I've decided to. Okay. I'm having a really challenging week with all these events and uncertainties that are going on with the events financially, and things keep changing, and it's all like in a row. And so I'm just wondering, what do you see as the outcome, which I will know about by the end of the week, in terms of how all these different events this week kind of play out? Is that kind of a little...
Justin?
Yeah, you want to know basically...
Yeah. Did you hear me?
You've got it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Okay, so what I've got is just pull the crystal too.
I'm sure we're recording. I'm sure we're recording.
All right. Got a moonstone.
You always get moonstone.
I do? Wow.
Well, they got that for me once, I could have sworn.
Maybe I have. It says, and the impression I got also, I asked the channel from the guys, keep it together.
Yeah.
But I've got you basically having to hold these things together.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll work out, but with a twist. It'll be okay. That's what I've got. So it will work out, but some of this is up to you. Yeah, some of this is up to you. It'll be like it'll twist, but it'll do what you need it to do. Because you're going to have to keep it together.
Right.
So you're going to have to stay grounded.
Right.
And keep your emotions out of it.
Okay. Got it.
Keep your emotions out of it.
Okay.
Well, that's a good outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty on target, too.
It is, yeah.
Considering running around the house like a nut.
Yeah, you'll do fine. Yeah, this will work out for you. It's actually going to be a good experience.
This whole little series of this week, of going on this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, thank you very much. If there's anything else, that's it, right?
Yeah, pretty much, because some of this is up to you.
Right.
A lot of it is.
I got you kind of like your arms are like holding some, almost like packages together. So that's kind of
Like-
how they're represented.
Oh, kind of like the weight of the packages, and you're trying
Packages
to
and
hold them
boxes.
all,
Yeah.
not drop any. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it. Okay. Thanks a lot, Justin. That was a good reading.
You're welcome.
Awesome. So I think Christine has a question for Justin.
Yeah, I'm going to have Justin do it. So I'll give a little bit
Brandon,
of background.
very popular.
I always give her
He always
readings.
does. I want to give Justin a chance,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
No, not at all.
So,
I just need to ask you one thing. Do you hear my crunching when I'm
Yes.
eating these
you're
chips?
fine. Don't
A
worry about it.
little.
I'm sorry.
You can go ahead.
It's okay.
I kind of put my hand up to my mouth. Okay, go on.
So basically, there's been a situation. I've been working at the church doing music, but there's been a lot of issues just due to financial stuff with the church and the organist that's there. And the end of my time is supposed to be next weekend, but I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't know exactly what's going to happen because the organist it's possible she resigns. And so I don't know if it's even possible that I would take the job. So I guess my question is, what is the outcome of this time in my life at the church? If that
Okay.
makes sense.
So basically, what happens? Let's see.
What happens after next week?
Okay. It's the first word I got is it's a little bit tumultuous. And then what happens after next week?
And then what? I'm
There's
sorry.
a lot of chips falling. And it's actually hard to tell. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
That's what I
That's what I
wonder.
got too when I do the reading.
I've got chips falling all around you.
Yeah.
What happens? Too many timelines.
Yeah.
Too many timelines.
That's what I got too. Because what was it I got for your reading with that? I don't remember. But it was similar.
It was the old one.
Yeah, not the one the other day, but the one before.
The other one. It was. I don't remember now.
It was similar though.
Are you doing
feels
it at the same time as
It
me?
feels
What?
like it's not going to, in the end, be worth your while to really keep it, but it could be. Like, it's
Right.
like it feels like there's just too many timelines and too much going on. It doesn't seem like it will really be worth your while to keep it, but it will depend. It's a lot of
Okay.
chips falling all around you.
That's interesting.
Probably a better chance of not than doing it, but it's just because it doesn't seem like it's worth the effort.
Right.
And I also got though that you could maybe force it. You could actually maybe make it work. You would have to twist
Right.
the energy some.
Right. Okay. That's interesting. There's a lot of stuff happening. You're right. It's it's bad.
Cool.
Well, thank you. I
Thanks,
appreciate
Justin.
Yep.
So that was fun. I enjoyed that.
that. What about you?
Yeah. He never
My
does it.
situation. My situation is too volatile, and I'm too nervous about the outcome. So.
No, it isn't. You just want to be like the
He won't
the
do it for himself.
the unknowable.
I
Yeah.
am the unknowable.
I was gonna say, you could let Justin read you, because
Yeah, but I
I
don't know.
think I think that would be cool.
I don't know.
I just want to know why this candle didn't burn right for me.
Sorry.
Justin might be scared to read you.
No, why would I
That's
be
your
scared?
choice, Justin. That's your choice.
Oh no, it's your choice. You're the queer.
Queer it. I don't know.
It would be your choice as to whether, if you're saying no, then I would say no.
I'm saying I'm nervous is all. Well,
That might mean
It might-
what's this
that
gonna
It might help.
mean-
It might help your nervousness
Or it
to
may not.
All right.
just
All right,
do it.
let's do it.
Just
Okay.
do it.
Okay,
Just
let's
do it.
let's do it.
Challenge. Do
One
it.
last, and
Absolutely.
then we'll move on to our call. Okay.
Okay.
I set what?
Nothing.
I set the goal about a little over a week ago that I want to get off of SSI because it's been getting close and it's getting to the point where we're almost reaching our maximum assets we can have and still be on SSI. So it's making me nervous because we've been doing really well financially.
Oh, you mentioned that. Yeah.
Right. So I set a goal to get off of SSI. Well, a few days after setting the goal, I was looking through my dashboard on WordPress and saw this, one of the plugins I use has had this kind of ad thingy come up and said, we're looking for remote PHP developers. And I've been programming for literally 17 years. And, right? Yeah. And so, I'm very good at development. So, I'm kind of like, well, hey, the universe brought, maybe this is the thing the universe brought up. Not really expecting much. I'll send it over. I'll send in my resume.
And this is something you could do at home?
Yeah, it's remote. They're based in Germany, but it's remote.
Uh-huh.
So I thought I'll update my resume. I took a few minutes to do that. I just sent in, my information. It was just an online form. It was kind of just very simple. Took a few minutes before bed sometime last week and did it. And didn't really expect too much, because I've done this before. Nothing's really happened from it. So I got a response the next morning, actually in the middle of the night, because they're in Germany, so it's, they're ahead. And they asked me if I had, they said thanks for the application. They asked if I had an account on this open source platform, which I do, but I said I didn't really have any projects there. I sent them over one of my personal projects I had done for my astrology plugin for co-creation coaching, just so they could see my source code. But it wasn't exactly what they were looking for. So then they said, okay, well, to see how your coding skills are, we want you to do this task. Okay, so they gave me this task, and it was an easy task. It wasn't hard. I did it. I started it last night, finished it today. Sent it over. It was very well done, in my opinion. I mean, I put a lot of effort into it. And sent it over. Now I'm sort of just waiting to see what happens. So I guess my question is, what is the outcome from all of this?
I honestly see golden sunlight.
Does that make sense?
What?
I got golden sunlight. You stand out in the
Still
sun.
audible?
So what?
Horse.
So it's like, say what? What'd you say?
There you go. Sorry, got disconnected for a second. Did you hear the end of what I said?
Yeah.
So what's the outcome of all this?
I got golden sunlight. Honestly, like when you say it,
Is that a stone?
you should go for it. No, just like your success.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're nervous and all, but I don't foresee any problems here.
Yeah, it feels open to me, too.
No, it's like golden sunlight. You standing out like outside.
Yeah,
The noonday sun over you.
right. Well, that's cool. I like
That's
that.
nice.
It's going to be great. That's kind of what I've got.
It's going to be what?
Great.
Awesome. I love programming.
I've got, what did I get? Angelite. No, ocean jasper, which is like beautiful ocean.
Cool.
And then I've got the seashell, which is also for
Ooh, nice.
prosperity and money. So,
Ooh.
I got
Sounds
more.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the shells are pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
I got a lot
I
of
wish I was a
seeds.
programmer.
I love programming. Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
I see. No, I mean, I got.
Feels all open to you.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, my thing is like, if they weren't interested, they wouldn't ask for a task that they have to look over the code and, all that kind of stuff. So it seems pretty promising to me, but, it's just,
That's awesome.
so
See,
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. And you
Yeah,
haven't heard
thank you.
back yet about the astrology one yet?
Well, it wasn't the style. They need object-oriented programming,
Oh.
which I didn't do it in that style for this plugin. I know how to do it, but I just didn't for this plugin. So they gave me this task to make sure I could do what I needed to do. And it was a very simple task. It wasn't
Why did he call it a plugin?
a plugin in WordPress is basically functionality you add. You literally like as if you plug into the software. Like it's added
Right.
functionality.
Uh-huh.
So like WordPress by default doesn't have an astrology functionality.
WordPress is a website, right? I mean, a website
It's a
installation.
software. It's a software that lets you run a blog.
Run a blog?
So
Okay.
yes, like I have a blog,
Yeah.
co-creation coaching.
Yeah.
And so I wrote a plugin to do like the Saturn return stuff, to do
I see. So you're
the
just kind
moon
of programming
phase.
it. Yeah.
Right. It's
And,
called a plugin.
Okay.
I guess we probably should just. I don't want to take up any time with any questions I have on the call, so we can just.
Oh, if you have a question,
Yeah,
please feel free.
please, Brandon.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to know why these candles didn't burn right. This worked this time.
Is that really your question?
Not joking. Yes.
Okay. I was going to say that's an odd question.
Say what?
That's an odd question. What's your question?
Why didn't? I don't know, man. Like, let's just do a basic one because that's going to be a strange one. Let's just do a work question. Just tell me about work, straight up.
About work?
Yeah.
All right, work. All right. My virtual deck is shuffling.
I think I know why the candles are burning, right? It's like really annoying.
Oh, Major Arcana. All right, let's see. You have 2 Major Arcana cards. Wow, Justin. I want to say when this was virtually shuffling, I got the intuitive sensation of transformation and a lot of change in a positive way, not in like a negative tower way. We have the Empress, the Eon, and 3 of Discs, which is Works. Okay?
Wow.
Okay.
So let's see. Empress is
Kind of like that
Earth.
deck you use, man.
I'm sorry?
Kind of like that deck you use. I'm gonna have to,
You do?
yeah, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this for real, like after.
We will. The Empress, the Eon, so Earth, Fire, Earth. Okay. 3 of Discs Works. This is a big time of change for you, and it's more or less going to happen no matter what, because it's Major Arcana. It's pretty much going to happen. You don't want to say you don't have a say, but it's like it's done. It's done.
Yeah.
Right? But in the interim, you might feel a bit of pressure from different sides. You know, as you're trying to figure out which direction you're going to go in, that kind of stuff, you might feel a little bit of pressure. Nothing hugely negative, just, you know, these 2 Earth cards on top of this Fire card. It's like keeping down your creativity, keeping down your passion, and you have to break through that. Okay?
Yeah,
That's the imagery I kind of get.
That's what's happening.
So it's definitely going to be a change. The Eon is definitely about change, transformation, the end of something old, the beginning of something new. And the Empress is very nurturing, very compassionate about, that kind of stuff. So I told you before, because we did the reading a while ago, about how I saw you going to a different path, and I still see that. But it's more imminent than it was before.
Okay.
So definitely going to be a lot of change, going to change direction. You're not really going to know exactly where it's coming from, although I think you will soon. But it's going to be a very good thing for you.
Okay, because I'm gonna stay at the same place I work, I guess. Good.
Right. I think in the long term, I do see a change.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do see a change either in, like, if there's different departments, or even in a different company or something. It's definitely a change where you go out and actually have more independence, more of your own, where you can do your own thing.
That's the long term. You say this is the short term. Is also you were reading too, right?
Right. Yeah. It's a transformation, so it's going to be happening for a while. But in the long term, I do see you kind of doing your own thing and stuff like that. But you can definitely. It's a lot of good things. You can expect, more success, things like that. But it's just you have to figure out what the best path is for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, because I was looking for these guys to give me some more hours while I'm working. That's all.
Right.
It's,
Right. Yeah. So I see things really working out
that works. Okay.
pretty quickly too. Okay, that was fun.
That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank
Are we going to
you.
do that
Thank you,
every
Justin.
week?
Yes, thank you
No.
very much.
No,
every
once
every full moon.
Oh, every
Every
full
full
moon,
moon.
once a
Every full
month.
moon. That's
Okay.
Once a
changes.
month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a cool idea.
Thank
Yeah, I
you,
think it's a nice
Brandon.
tradition.
Thank you,
No
Brandon.
problem.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Sure.
And thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Justin.
You're welcome.
So, okay. All right. So now into our main call. Any specific questions about the law of attraction or any other topic today?
Yeah.
I
About
know
your
you do.
blog that
I'm
you
sorry?
did?
Yeah. The
About
podcast?
About your podcast, yes. It's a
Yes.
quick, kind of a short question.
Okay.
I really loved it. Was really amazing for me.
Thank
It was
you.
so basic. It was kind of turned law of attraction on its head.
Thank you.
And it just really resonated with me. It made so much sense. It was so basic, but it was so, at the same time, so inspired, what you figured out about this. And what I wanted to know is, okay, you know how you said that the set point, even if your circumstances are horrible or you don't necessarily have to be happy, but your subconscious just is moving you towards what it thinks it's safety. Okay.
Right.
Safety. And so if you're in a situation where you've been moved over there to that place and you're not really safe, even though, the subconscious thinks it's safe, right? Because I just want to make sure I've got it right. Not because it is safe necessarily, but because it's known. It's become a pattern, or it's become something that the subconscious has gotten used to, so it thinks that it's safe,
Well,
even though you may not be feeling safe.
so as I said in the podcast, the subconscious mind doesn't care about how you feel about the situation.
No, I know. I didn't mean. I didn't mean to put those two things together. Right.
The subconscious mind, basically, if you're alive, what it's doing is working. In its view, because you're alive, what you're doing is safe. Okay, because you're alive. It's survival, right?
Right.
So, as long as it's working according to the subconscious mind, its current programming is gonna last, unless you deliberately change it.
You mean working equals survive? You're
Equals survival.
alive,
Right.
and so it's just going to stay that. It just doesn't. It's just going to stay that way
So
until you change it, and because it thinks that everything's okay.
So
it doesn't think anything, but
I gave the example in the podcast of an abusive relationship, and
right.
even if you're getting beat up every day, you're alive. It's familiar. It's known. It's safe in a way. It's safer than trying to leave and not knowing what's going to happen.
Right.
So your subconscious mind is terrified of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is where the law of attraction people get things really, really, really terribly wrong. They say what dictates where your energy goes is what feels good. If it feels good, you're going to go there. That's not true. You can stay in an abusive relationship for years and it not feel good. It doesn't feel good, but it feels safe. It feels normal. It feels familiar. Okay? It feels known.
Right.
So it's going to, like I kept saying in the podcast, it's not about what feels good, it's about what feels safe. Okay? So your job is to change that point of homeostasis by creating a new familiar, a new normal. Right? So, yes, wherever you are right now, if you're alive, if it's, working, then it's good. But as you set these goals, you have to find a way to convince your subconscious mind that, hey, this is actually what I'd rather have. Okay? Now, feeling good comes into it there, because high emotion tells your subconscious mind what you want to happen, but you ultimately have to make it feel normal, ultimately have to make it feel familiar and safe, right? So high emotions are good to get the energy moving, to tell it, hey, this is what's going on, but it's going to fight back and say, wait, but that's scary and unknown. This is what's known. Wouldn't you rather have this? Right?
Well,
that's resistance, basically.
And this goal that I want to set to a new normal, and
right.
I have a very specific goal, and it's not a big one, because I know that you said in the podcast too, don't suddenly take a huge leap,
Right.
And this is not a huge leap, and it's not,
right.
but it's not something that scares me in the least. I could handle this very, very easily, and I'm not getting any resistance when I think about it, when I visualize it. I don't know if that's unusual. It's not.
Okay, my question is, I doubt you read the post from yesterday yet.
Not yet.
Have you formally chosen it?
No, I told you. Yeah.
Hang on, Justin, what were you saying?
Because there is, and I do want to point this out, a difference between, I almost call it tasting or feeling the manifestation, just messing with it, playing with it, caressing
and actually
it,
choosing
then
it.
actually choosing it is
Exactly.
it's different, and it just sort of snaps in place.
Right.
I need to choose it to really make a statement to choose it.
Right, because until then, it's just a daydream, right? We daydream all the time, don't we? About
Yes.
different things. I mean, people daydream about being a millionaire. People daydream about having a lot of money or having the perfect relationship or whatever. But they
Doesn't
don't
mean
choose.
anything.
They don't choose that reality. They might daydream, and you can daydream about it all day, and I promise you, nothing will change.
No, I'm going to write it. I already know. Writing to me is very definitive.
Sure.
And really gets it out there. And writing comes easily to me.
So in magic, the most powerful force you have at your disposal is the will. I will it. I choose it. By my will, this will happen. Okay? So I would highly recommend, it's a very long post, over 4,000 words. But my post yesterday.
Oh, about speeding up the I'm planning on reading it tonight before I go to sleep. Yeah.
Right. How to speed up the manifestation process. But it's all about, there are basically three things you're dealing with: directionality. Let's see, what was it? Directionality, momentum, and power were the three basic properties of energy when it comes to manifestation. Okay, your directionality that's your goal, right? You know where you want to go. Your momentum is the emotions you feel about it, how strong those are, how quickly you're moving towards that goal. Your power is where your will comes in. That's where you choose it. And without the power, you don't generate the necessary force to really, scale that mountain, so to speak. You have to actually choose it. And that's what the difference is.
Does that involve taking any action?
Eventually, yes.
That part of it?
Not necessarily. It can, but if it's not natural right now, then not necessarily. Action can come later in the process, but you have to at least internally or on paper formally choose the goal that you want. Literally, I choose to have blank. I choose that this happens. That is what it takes. It takes choice. And that is, you might not feel scary as you're daydreaming about it and whatnot, but, and that could mean that it's normal, it's ordinary, and you're really close, but sometimes it also means that you haven't actually formally chosen it. You're not actually entertaining it as a real possibility, as a real thing that's going to happen to you.
Well, because I've chosen other things where resistance did come up. And I have a feeling
resistance will come up, yeah.
Even for a smaller
If it's
Set
next
point?
level, it's going to come up.
Any next level goal, right?
Well, it's not a next level goal. It's not very big.
It is
me.
a next level goal.
Oh, okay.
Well, it is though, or you'd have it, right? I mean, if it's not like next level goal, then I challenge you to choose it right now and come back next week and say, yeah, I got this goal.
All right. I will choose it right now.
Okay. But I mean, you say that, and I don't want to,
I'm writing it down as I speak.
I don't want to discourage you, but, you know, people say it's not next level, it's not a big goal. If you can't get it in a week, it's a next level goal.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Current level is right now it happens.
Current level is like within the
Right.
next few days. Like within the
Okay.
next few days, I can set it right now. Like I can pretty much, without effort, say, yeah, I'd like to get, 20, 40, 50, whatever dollars. It'll happen within a day or two.
Yeah.
That's a current level goal for me. I can do that anytime that I want
Okay.
to.
I don't really think that I'm there quite yet.
That's my point.
So I can literally do that, or the other way the universe will pay me is somebody will just buy something for me.
Right, exactly. Like I'll say, things haven't been happening too much. I think I want to make a bit of money. And I'll get a sign up. I'll get a coaching session or a reading or right. That's it used to be. I remember when it was next level. I remember when I was like, woo, about every single sign up. Now it's like, oh, it's nice, it's cool.
And then the
It's
other
current
way
level.
I'll get it is somebody will just like, hey, I got your dinner. Hey, I got
Right,
this.
exactly.
Like,
So
hey,
those are current level
that
goals.
works.
You don't need power
No.
for those goals because they're right here. You can just, okay, I will, it's going to happen. I don't really need to go through the whole thing
Actually,
to get there.
I did get something today that was kind of amazing.
Yeah.
My car was in the shop, and they had to do a lot of labor along with the cost of replacing a part. And I thought it was going to go, could go up to almost $200 with all the with all the. And he said, I said, how much is going to be? And he said, $100. We're just charging you for the replacement part. And
that's
they didn't
nice.
charge me for any labor.
That's great.
And that's
See?
exactly what I had in my budget for it.
Mhm. There you go.
And I was thinking, wouldn't that be nice if they didn't charge me for the labor?
That's a
And they
current
didn't.
level goal. That's a current level
Yeah.
goal. But when you say
And I got
have
it
this-
within a day.
Yeah, that's current level. That's current level. So just again to define what these terms mean, if you can, not as a challenge. I say, okay, I'll get in a week. No, I know that's what you're doing.
No, I'm
to kind
not
of-
going to do it now. I know I'm not ready to. It is a next
Exactly.
level goal.
And that's why I
now
called
that
your
you've
bluff.
explained it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you can say, oh, that's easy, that's no problem, I can get that no problem, and you can get it within a week or within a few days, maximum a week. That's a current level goal. Next level goal is generally within 1 to 3 months. Sometimes it can be 2 weeks. But between let's say within 1 to 3 months is the
Next
next
level
level goal.
goal.
1 to
Right.
3
Okay.
months.
A lot longer than that, and you're looking at bigger. And I know I separate, the ultimate level goals. I know I separate this into nice, categories and such, but it's sort of a
fluid.
spectrum.
Yeah,
Right.
it doesn't always. Yeah,
Because
it
if
moves
you're
around.
on a next level goal, you may be blocked and have to do other stuff, to get to it.
Right.
So I mean,
Like-
there could be other people in the way.
And also,
Right.
doesn't it have to do with also you changing too? I mean,
Well,
sometimes.
every
yeah.
goal is going to change you.
gonna
Especially every
change.
next level goal is going to change you. Every ultimate level goal is going to change you.
Yeah.
I would say an ultimate level goal, 6 months to a year or longer.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's just
I-
depends how big it is.
It's not very big.
I mean, I plan to be a millionaire by next week. So you're telling me that that's not gonna happen.
All right, Justin, you come back next week and tell us how your millions are doing. What you did with them.
So it's like a next level. It's a current level goal for me.
Right.
Maybe next level. Maybe at the most next level.
All right.
I'm
Well,
Come back in a month.
For this goal, it's just a couple $100 more than I'm
Sure.
bringing in. I can't see it going up to a year to wait.
No.
for that
I
to
don't think
happen.
it's ultimate level at all, but I think it's next level.
Oh, you were saying ultimate level is 6 months
ultimate
to a
level
year.
is 6
Oh, I
months to
thought
a
you said
year.
next level.
No,
was
next
6
level
months
is
to a
1 to
year.
3 months.
1 to 3 months, right?
Ultimate level is 6 months to a year or so,
Okay.
or
Or
more.
longer.
Okay.
Or-
You
And,
might have an ultimate
you know-
level goal where you can take 3 years to get it. PhD
Right, like I said this,
is going to
I-
take you 3 to 4 years.
like I know someone who manifested, I think it was $2 million or $1.5 million, and they got it in a year and a half. That was an ultimate level goal, you know.
What about Richard Dotz with his spontaneous manifestations?
Well, you know, he's really good, but he doesn't see how the times can change as far as like the time frames. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of his stuff is very, very, very good. He's one of my favorites, as you know, but he doesn't see the difference. I haven't found anyone who has discussed the different levels of goals.
Right.
Mostly people will say kind of as an inspirational, motivational thing, oh, there's no such thing as a big manifestation.
So they kind of lump it all together?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they make it all one process. Well, the process that most people give is great for current level goals. Set it and forget it, you know, just ask for it and then let it go. That's great for a current level goal, but it's not really great for a next level goal. Each goal kind of requires a different process. I mean, similar process, but a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Next level goal is where you need to focus on it at least once a day, if not twice a day, you know, maybe once a week, do a kind of more high level, like really emotionally potent spell or energy work, you know, to kind of push it forward. But next level goals require a totally different process than a current level goal. Current level goal, I'll say, yeah, just think about it real lightly and let it go, and it's going to happen, right? But you already know if that's the case because you say that's easy.
Yeah.
You know, but trying to fool yourself into thinking that it's easy when it's really not, according to your subconscious structures, is just a recipe for disaster because you're going to run into that resistance. You're going to run into the limitations of your structures and be like, this is supposed to be easy. Why isn't it easy? You know, so unfortunately, you know, I found no one else who discusses the difference in the sizes of goals, you know, but it is definitely a difference. And you have to respect those limitations, you know, and work within them and work on expanding them. But you have to know they're there before you can expand them.
Right.
You know.
Will reading this blog, the blog that you were talking about that I'm going to read tonight, will that help with what we're talking about?
Yeah, that discusses the forces behind energy, how to manipulate energy for manifestation. Like I said, directionality, momentum, and power are the three.
And then you've got the one about the spell that came before that I want to read.
That was, I think, last week.
Oh,
yeah.
How do you cast the spell? Did you?
Yeah,
I read that. I liked that one.
But I couldn't. I didn't get back to. I looked at the comments. I didn't get back to the comments this week for some reason, but I didn't find a way for me to say anything that was. I said, well, all right.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't supposed to say something on this one.
Yeah.
Is that good for current level goals?
What is?
What spells?
Yeah.
Magic?
They're overkill.
Yeah,
kind of overkill.
Oh, it is? Okay.
I mean, yeah, it depends on.
I mean, it would be like, if you, it'd be like doing a spell to get a glass of water.
Wait, did you say for current level goals?
For current level goals.
Holy crap, man, you don't need to.
Well, don't laugh at me.
No.
No, I'm just imagining this massive dinner ritual for.
That'd be like praying for a glass of water when you can just go get it. Right.
Current level goals are maybe easy for you guys. They're not that easy for everybody.
Yeah, they are. That's the point. They are. Or else they're not current level goals.
No. Current level goals are actually easy because they.
You just did it today.
Right.
Yeah,
it was kind of by default. I mean, I didn't.
That's
what
I mean?
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly. Like a millionaire is a millionaire because having $1 million is a current level goal. It's effortless. You don't have to do anything.
Imagine just going out to a restaurant. You say, I'm going to eat at what's your favorite restaurant? And then whatever that is.
Right.
And you get up, you get in your car, and you go eat at that restaurant.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I mean, that feels strange. So I'll give you a better example. Because
what if you want to go eat at a good your restaurant, and you want to go tonight or tomorrow? but you don't have the money.
Well, see,
That's not a
that's
current
the next
level
level.
goal then.
that would be a next level goal. You'd have to get the money to do it.
Right.
So
Right.
they waffle a little bit, but I mean, people think that's not a goal because it's like, oh, that's so easy to do. Well, no, they're supposed to be like that because a current level goal, remember, takes no longer than a week. So
Okay.
then another current level goal would be if you were working in an office and you're like, I really want to go to this football game, and somebody is passing around free tickets for a football game, and you get one.
Right.
That would be kind of an abundance goal.
Okay.
The one
So
you
they
did
are
today,
effortless. Yeah.
yeah, that's a little bit more effort than what you did today because you had to wait a little longer. But I mean, like today, you fell into it. They should almost all feel as if you just simply didn't do anything.
Right.
You're just there.
Okay.
That's how it should feel. Oh, it's just here.
Right. Exactly.
Well,
remember,
you've really clarified a lot about current level goals because I was thinking of them a little bit differently.
Remember, every time you do and think something, you move the universe a little bit.
Exactly.
So if you've moved it, you may have moved it and didn't even think much of it. You just thought, hey, I need to get my car fixed or whatever. And you thought about it, and then it just happened, and it seems like it's just sort of an accident. It's not.
Right.
I want to welcome whoever just joined. I don't know. I didn't catch the name when it said it, but if you want to announce yourself or welcome, you can. It's up to you. But welcome anyway.
Hi, it's PK.
Oh, hey,
Hello,
PK. How are you?
PK, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
Great.
Well, thank you.
We were talking about current level goals. So, but it's literally, you say it's not easy for everyone, but it is. It's literally just what you can do without trying.
Right.
Okay, so everyone has that. No matter what level they're at, everyone has something they can do. My mother is a salesperson. She does sales. And she's been doing it for a long time. She's really good at it. So selling something, now for one person that might be a next level goal because they're really bad at it. For her, she's really good at it, so it's a current level goal. She can sort of say, I really want to sell something, and she'll do it pretty quickly, right? So that's just things like that, that what you have to realize is that what appears hard for you might appear easy for someone else, and vice versa. What appears hard for them might appear easy for you. So that's your current level goal. And that's why, again, this thing about there's no such thing as a big manifestation. Universally, yeah, that's true. But
that's all relative, isn't it?
It's all relative. It's, it all depends on your structures, on where you are, and, what you have room for subconsciously.
Because
what you can support.
Because there's the different avenues. So her avenue is sales. Your avenue would just be, that's sales. It's how she would make money or something like that. If you said, go get me some money doing something else, that would be totally different. So it's or if you said, go accomplish, sometimes your result is the same, but the way you do it, is through a next level goal, for somebody else, but a current level goal for you. For me, I could always get through school and stuff like that. I've got 2 master's degrees. Brandon,
exactly.
That was tough. It's just, that's just how that works. That was the next level goal for him. Maybe above that, for whatever reason. That's just it.
Yeah. And, so it just depends. It's different for everyone. And you have to respect that. It's, that's how it works. I want to mention, Christine brought this up. It was a good point. PK, I don't know if you realized we had daylight savings this weekend switch over. So I don't know if you meant to come an hour late. Yeah.
God, what do you mean you didn't honor daylight savings time, PK, down in Australia?
It's different for each country. So
New Zealand.
I'm assuming you didn't have it yet.
Ours goes back in, I think, the beginning of April. Ours goes back.
Oh, yeah, yours goes back. Yeah, because it's a fall.
Oh, because they're on the other side of the equator.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay,
So that's
yeah.
2
So-
I thought
hours.
it would convert it though for her. No.
No, well, because it shows in the Eastern time.
Oh boy.
So now it'll be an hour earlier than you think it is.
Okay. It's
Okay.
just that I got so used to the start time here.
I
that-
know. I didn't
I
think
don't-
of it.
Isn't it-
Christine whispered it to me. I'm like, oh, that's a
Isn't
good
she
point.
in a different day even? A day ahead or something?
Well, it's tomorrow. It's like, what, 2:30 there?
Yeah, it's 2:30
2:30
on
p.m.
Wednesday afternoon.
That's awesome.
Wednesday. Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
We're
That's
a day behind you.
Yeah.
See, time is definitely a
2:30 and it's 6:30 here in LA. I don't even know where. That's wishful thinking. In Chico. Okay, 6:30.
Yeah, I am.
You know, I was shocked, Fran, that your town, I accidentally found it once, has a website. I thought it was so small.
Oh no, it's not. It's not that small. It's got a big.
no?
It's got a big.
Oh, you always make it sound like it's so small. And I'm
Well,
like, oh, it has a website.
it is. Well, compared to where I've lived, that's
I don't
why.
even know if my town has
As
a
we
website.
say, that
Does
is
anyone have a
all
website?
relative.
Yes, it does.
Oh, does it?
You just
And
can't
there's a
navigate it.
big university. There's a big state university here.
Ah.
It's a college
that's
town.
Are you a college town? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
fine. Oh, God. That's
So I know.
So when the
No,
college
it's
is college
not
says-
that small, but it's
okay.
it's still pretty small.
You made me
though.
think it was like this middle of nowhere farm country
Well,
or
it
something, like where I
is,
grew up.
but the thing is, it's like the biggest place in the middle of nothing.
I mean, literally.
and then the
my-
next big place is Sacramento, and that's an hour and a half away.
Okay, my middle school was right next to literally a dairy farm. That's how
Yeah.
small my.
We've got almond farms
Okay.
all around and
That's-
all
that's how
around
small.
us.
We
Yeah.
had literally the extent of our little. It wasn't even a town; it was a village. The extent of our little village was the school, a convenience store, a tavern, and a bank and an ice cream shop. And that's
Oh,
That's
No,
the best
Chico's-
ice cream I've ever
I would have
had.
had to go to the
so that's where
the
I
East
grew
Coast
up.
has the best ice cream. What
I
kind
grew
of ice
up
cream?
literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking when you talk about your town. Like,
Well, to me, it is like a backwater, it
Okay.
is in certain ways, and it's
Right,
also
right.
surrounded, like I said, by farms.
right.
Yeah, it's all like I keep saying. It's all relative. It's all real. I've only lived in big cities.
Oh, you
So-
would have hated. I loved where I grew up, but you would have hated it probably. We had, not that it's relevant to the discussion, but we had my grandmother owned 5 acres of land, almost 6, I think. And you'd wake up, you'd hear roosters, you'd hear cows
Really?
mooing, and
Yeah, there's
we'd
chicken.
have
Uh-huh.
we'd have deer walking through our field, and
Did you ever get bears?
no bears.
Not in New Well, is there bears in New York?
No,
Yeah,
I grew up in
black
Pennsylvania.
bears.
I grew up in Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania.
but no bears.
Well,
But
here
yeah.
in Chico, it used to be tons of chicken farms,
There needs to be
and
some
even
bears.
though I live in a really
That's awesome. I
developed
want a
area of apartments,
My
You
mom
know?
would kill me.
I want a
I know.
pet bear. I love bears.
Oh God, Justin.
Just so I want a hedgehog, but Christine won't allow it. So
Hedgehog is annoying.
I really want a hedgehog.
The hedgehog
That's my
is annoying.
That's my
those are
next
my
level
favorite.
goal.
Those are my
Yeah, that's
favorite.
my ultimate level goal. Is a
Those are
hedgehog.
my hedgehog is one of my passwords for a
Is it really?
website because
That's
it's one of
cool. I
my
love
favorite
hedgehogs.
animals.
I know. See, convince
But it's
Christine.
also-
Fran.
Oh,
You get on
God.
Christine's case. I'm getting
Why?
a hedgehog because I want that
Hedgehog is a
hedgehog.
protective-
Yeah,
it's a
Christine, I
protection.
think I'm gonna have to- Kind of side with Brandon on
Yeah.
this one.
See.
But they prick you.
Hedgehogs are really sweet.
But they're
And you know what?
see?
Brandon, you should go on Google and in the UK, they have a whole society
Really?
of hedgehog. It's a hedgehog society,
Oh.
and it's like they have pictures, photos, and they talk about hedgehogs. And there are people who live out in the country there. The
Yeah.
Society of Hedgehogs. I don't know, but check it
Society of
out.
Hedgehogs. That's the
It-
greatest name for a society ever. The
I-
Society
yeah.
of Hedgehogs.
I guess you could get them.
Maybe we should call, instead of co-creation coaching, like co-creation. I don't know, hedgehog coaching org.
Hedgehog
.org.
Co-creation
I guess you could pet
hedgehogs.
them. I don't know.
What, Justin?
I
He
guess
said,
you
I guess you could
pet
pet them.
They prick you. I don't know.
They can lay down their prickly things.
Hedgehogs
spiky
are
things.
really sweet.
Yeah, see?
No, maybe you're seeking. Hedgehogs don't have quills, do they?
They're prickly.
Yeah, they do.
But they're not considered to be hostile.
They're no, they're
No,
not.
they're very,
They're
very nice.
tiny animals.
The most they do is like
Yeah.
if they're defensive, they roll up in a ball and their
right.
prickly things come out.
No, they're
Yeah,
very awesome.
totally.
They're my favorite animal. And in fact, my brother and I call each other hedgehogs. So
What's going to be
there
the
you
outline
go.
for this call? Hedgehogs. Discussion on hedgehogs.
And the law of
I'm
attraction.
I'm sorry, outline person.
Yeah.
Don't leave out the bear.
Don't leave out the hedgehogs and bears.
I love
Wait, we now
bears.
need a third animal. Hedgehogs, bears, and something else. Oh my.
Oh
We need a
my.
third animal.
I don't know.
Cats. I like cats. Anyway.
Yeah, cats.
No. It has to be an animal that's.
Lizards. I used to have a lizard when I was younger.
I want a gorilla or something.
Oh my god.
Hedgehog, gorillas, and bears. Oh my.
or a monkey.
Oh no.
My mother wanted a potbelly pig when I was younger.
Yeah,
I like
gorillas.
pigs.
I
Piglets.
piglets.
I like gorillas.
I'd like to have an owl.
Oh
Owls are great.
yeah.
Barn owl.
You want to be Harry
I love
Potter?
owls.
Yeah.
A barn owl
Yeah.
is incredible. It will kill more mice than
male.
any cat ever thought of.
That's true.
Right.
Anyway.
Owls are supposed to be very wise.
Yeah.
They're great animals. But,
All right.
Now that
I
we-
really can't tie that into our discussion,
Yeah.
so we're just gonna.
Brandon and his hedgehog. Okay.
Be like a little like a superhero thing.
Maybe you could do that as a logo, you know? Like
Logo
you got,
hedgehogs.
like you got the moon now, and then you could put a hedgehog next
A moon
get a
with the
hedgehog on
hedgehog
the-
beside it.
Yeah.
With a bear and a gorilla.
Instead of the cat that jumped over the moon, it could be the hedgehog that jumped over the moon.
Exactly.
Oh, my-
Didn't the cat jump over the moon?
Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped
Oh,
over
the cow.
Oh,
Even
cow.
worse, a cat can actually jump. A cat can't. So go figure
Yeah.
that out.
I don't think a hedgehog could either. God, we're nuts.
Sorry.
We're like losing
All right,
it.
all right. Questions about the law of attraction before I lose it.
Yeah.
Other questions.
Hedgehog.
How do hedgehogs feel about the subconscious structure?
How do hedgehogs create?
Oh my
How can
god.
hedgehogs bring it to another set point?
Oh, I'm crying. Okay.
What long-term goal does the hedgehog have on his mind today?
Food.
That's what you should
That'll
have
be
asked.
after the call.
You should have asked Justin that when he did your reading.
How do I get a
Am I
hedgehog?
going to get a
in life?
hedgehog? Yeah.
Hedgehog?
How do I get a hedgehog? Hedgehog. They're very
Oh,
British.
God.
I mean, British people love hedgehogs.
That's
So you
awesome.
really should look it up. You really should do
That's right.
something.
He will.
I'll
Don't
move
worry.
to England
Yeah.
and get a hedgehog, and Christine
Yeah.
can stop me. All right, other questions? Questions about anything that aren't hedgehogs? Or gorillas or bears?
Oh my god.
Oh, God, that was good. Anyone else have any
People are going
questions?
to laugh so hard.
I know, oh my gosh. Anyone else have any questions today? About the law of attraction, magic, stuff,
Stuff.
yeah. Okay. So, poor PK really left. She's probably confused. All right. So, yeah, I mentioned, this weekend we're doing a podcast
Oh,
on
this is awesome.
magical paths. Okay.
I'm stoked.
We were going to record it yesterday, but I had, like I said, my personal.
He got sick, kind of.
And I got a sore throat yesterday, and it was sort of bad.
The healer was on overtime yesterday.
Christine, you took care of him?
I
Oh
tried.
yeah, she could be a nurse.
Yeah,
Oh,
she'd
tell
be
him about
real.
last
I could
week.
see.
Oh
Christine's
my
got
god!
it.
Last week I cut myself really bad, and
Oh, it
Christine.
wasn't.
Well, it seemed really bad, and Christine took care of it. So
And Brandon goes, "That's the healer," and I'm like, "Oh God."
I get freaked out about health stuff. That's
I'm the
my
one that has to keep him
weakness.
calm. Like he's like, and he made it sound like it was horror
Well,
something.
it was bleeding all over my.
Men are chicken about that kind of stuff.
I am a
and
chicken,
things.
I
My
admit it.
dad used to freak out.
When I'm sick, you should see.
I'm not a chicken about it. Everybody
No?
is.
Well,
It's okay.
you're a bachelor. You have to sort of
Well, when he
Fend
said
for
it's
yourself.
really deep, I'm expecting to feel like real deep stitches, and I felt it, and I'm like, I've cut myself this deep, and it's fine. I don't.
bleeding all over the place. All right, people don't care about my self my
Well, unless
propensity
someone,
for injury.
unless it's like, you got bitten by a snake or something.
No, it was a knife. I cut myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was trying to open a package and it just slipped. So this weekend we were talking about the magical paths and different categories of magic, because magic can be split into a whole bunch of different categories. You have low magic, high magic, the right-hand path, the left-hand path, white magic, black magic. I left out chaos magic as kind of a thing between low and high magic.
Don't leave
All
that
sorts
out.
of
That's actually legit.
This is tomorrow? I thought you only did podcasts on weekends.
No, we're recording it tomorrow.
Oh.
Because it takes, I have to record it, and then I have to edit it, and then I have to send it over to be transcribed, and then it gets posted on Saturday.
Yeah, magical paths.
A magical path. So I am excited about that topic. But I got this book. I am in love with this book. Okay?
What's it called?
It is called Lords of the Left-Hand Path. And,
He said,
okay.
huh.
Oh, because I wanted to do some research. I know basically low magic, high magic, chaos magic. I know about that a good bit, but I wanted to do some research on, the right-hand path versus the left-hand path. It's sort of underrepresented a little bit, I guess. So I got this Lords of the Left-Hand Path. And to be honest, if I were to have to identify with one path or the other, it'd probably be more left-hand. Just because, it's not black magic. It's not like
Path
evil.
less traveled.
Yes, but it's how I am working with Hades and stuff. So the more you're like changing the world around you with your will and focusing on the self and that kind of stuff. It's left hand path. So I got this book, Lords of the Left Hand Path, by this guy is named Stephen E. Flowers.
I've heard. That sounds
Black
familiar.
magic.
Is he a published author? Does he have a lot of other books?
He has a few other books, but they're pretty academic. See, he's a PhD.
How did you hear about him?
I was looking up information about the Left Hand Path, basically, and someone recommended his book, and I looked it up on Amazon, and it was ridiculously expensive for the Kindle book. I hate when Kindle books are really expensive, but it's 500 pages, so it's worth it. But it was it had really good reviews. I got it, and I'm probably a little over halfway through it. I'm not really sure, but it is a really good book. I'm going to discuss it more in the podcast. But
It goes through all the religions.
all the different, basically, it goes back from. It starts in Hinduism and Buddhism, the East, Hinduism and Buddhism, and goes through the idea of the right hand versus left hand path started in Buddhism, Hinduism. Thank you. My brain said Hinduism, my mouth said Buddhism.
I hate when that happens.
So the idea of the left hand path started in Hinduism, especially in Tantra, and it's basically about breaking taboos and that kind of stuff, right?
That's the left-hand path.
That's the left-hand path. And it goes through Buddhism, it goes through ancient Egypt, it goes through the Mesopotamians, ancient Greece, the Iranian religions, Zoroastrianism, Christianity, Judaism, reverse those two, Islam, all these different. Now we're up to the Romantic period in the 1800s, the 19th century. And
You're past that? I thought you were before that.
I got past that.
Oh.
I read a lot today. And basically outlining how each of these traditions, how they follow the left-hand path, where the left-hand path was expressed in these various traditions. Most of them had at least some kind of expression of the left-hand path. So it's been really fascinating because you see how each, not only is it talking about that, but it's talking about how each tradition has influenced other traditions and where all these ideas came from, and kind of tracing them all back to more ancient traditions. It's really fascinating. I've learned a ton from the book. So it's been really enlightening. And I'll be talking a lot more in the podcast, but it's been fascinating to learn about these different concepts and these different traditions and where it all came from and that kind of stuff. So that's been really interesting. So that's what we're talking about in the podcast. Like I said, we're talking about different magical paths and how to basically discover, what your path is, how to choose what your ideal path is. Because some people are more right hand, some people might be more left hand, some people might prefer high magic or low magic or things like that. Justin, are you aware of those distinctions?
Yeah, most of them. I am a little bit blurry on exactly like right and left. Left hand is darker, I know, which right hand is a little bit lighter, but I don't know the difference between like right hand and
right
high magic. It's like, I guess right hand is more light white magic, but then there's black magic and white magic that aren't necessarily the same as right and left. So
yeah, I think they're different. I think left hand is not the same as evil.
No,
it's not the same as doing curses and that kind of stuff. Both sides can do those sorts of things. I mean, a lot of right-hand path magicians will work with demons.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
it's not about. I'm sorry.
Especially the Christian mages.
Yes. And the ceremonial magicians and stuff like that. So, it's not. That's not the distinction. It's more about the way that this author described it is that the right-hand path is more either theocentric, meaning God-centered, or heliocentric, which is other-centered, so centered around other people, service, that kind of stuff. Whereas the left-hand path is more, he called it psyche-centric, around yourself, self-growth, self-work, self-development, above everything else. So that's the major difference. And whether you are working on merging, like the main Hinduism traditions, merging with the divine, totally losing your sense of individuality, that's the right-hand path, versus keeping the sense of individuality but deifying the self, like raising the self to a point of mastery, right? Self-actualization, that's the left-hand path. So that's the major difference. And I'll talk about that more in the podcast. There are different criteria that he discusses.
High, low, there's shamanism.
Shamanism I would consider probably low.
Gray magic.
I have not heard of gray. I've heard of it. I don't know exactly what it is.
Gray is interesting. Some people say there isn't gray. Some people say there is.
I don't even know if there's black magic. I said last week about if you try to force things, but is there really a distinction between the two? It's sort of hard to tell.
No, gray are the white mages that do things like work with that do things for justice, or do things like work with demons, or work with might do something to you, to help someone else. They might do something to you if they have to. Reversal, trip you, curse you, stuff like that. That's gray. They might call themselves white. That is not white magic. Sorry, guys.
Right, yeah.
It is what it is. Right, that doesn't mean you aren't a white magician. It just means you did gray magic.
All these distinctions are really, they're not really either or. People exist anywhere on the spectrum. I mean, you'll do a mix of everything. And I think to say only choose one and not the other, like a lot of right-hand path magicians will say only do this side and the other side is evil and bad, and it's imbalanced, and you don't want to have that. So you want to keep a balance between the two.
Duality.
Duality. You might lean towards one side. Like I said, I lean towards the left hand.
Yeah.
That's just how I work. But it doesn't mean you're like totally selfish, or you never, obviously I'm in a business that is service to others, but I profit from it. I mean, you know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
the kind of thing, like,
But
it's both.
You could still be right hand and do the same thing.
Oh, sure.
It just depends upon how you do it. Yeah,
It depends on your focus.
Because,
it depends on,
yeah. Because you'd actually be kind of silly to be totally selfless, and it'd be silly to be totally selfish. Because actually,
right, exactly.
You just doesn't work.
So it's mostly about what's your main focus, right? What's your main focus? So that's that's the difference between the two, and but it's really fascinating, I think. But I think it's helpful, at least, even if you don't, stick with the dualities, at least find where you lean. What your predominant sides are.
I'm actually
as far as
researching that for myself more and more. I'd like to. I know my.
Are you?
I mean, really focusing hard on that because actually, just on the different methods, because actually that's where you're going to be the best. So.
Right. Like what kind of things are you researching?
Oh, just narrowing it down.
Right.
How do I do my magic? All kinds of stuff like that. In my, what path.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going. So basically, just that.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think it's good to know where you lie, in that spectrum of things, with those different distinctions. Even if you don't stick to one or the other, it's just which side you tend to be on. Just so I mean, labels can box you in, but they can also help you to know where you are so you can do more study into that path. You know what I mean? So, I mean...
And a label actually makes you strong. Because what it does is gives you a base.
Right, exactly. So, like for me, I was trying to figure out, am I more of a witch or a magician, like a low magic witchcraft or a high magic ceremonial magician or something else? And for me, like, because they're totally different, right? They're absolutely totally different. And for me, like, I more mix and match various, and I like chaos magic a lot. Do you know about chaos magic?
Yeah, where you can just use whatever works at that time.
That's sort of me. I'm not going to identify with it because it's just, I mean, it's so free from tradition that it's hard to kind of pin it down. So, but I like the chaos magic stuff a lot because it's just about will. You know what I mean? It's you have the power. You choose the symbolism that works for you. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I like chaos magic a lot more than trying to say high magic is too, I don't know, too structured for my liking. Like
sometimes you wonder, okay, can he actually get results? Because it's like you're doing all this stuff, and after a while, it's like, you really need all of that.
Right? Is that all worth it?
I mean, if you're trying to raise yourself, that's great. But high magic is only good up until you need it. Because the thing is, did it work or not? Now, your high magic is what you do, and you get great results if you keep doing it. But
right. Well, if I wanted to work with like an angel, or I doubt I'd ever work with a demon, but if I were to, I'd absolutely
get out of the house.
I'd absolutely want the protection of the ritual, of all the symbolism and getting it all right and that. But if I'm just doing my own thing, then it's like,
Christine, why would you get out of the house when you have?
Joking, because demons are creepy.
Say demons are what?
Creepy.
Yep, they are. I mean, I would actually probably identify right now as more of a chaos shaman.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
I think that's kind of what I'm more of. I just realized more of a chaotic shaman that uses shamanic skills with conjure and some high magic.
What's the difference between a shaman and a magician?
A shaman is dangerous, boy. The thing about
what?
The shamans were the first. A shaman is no joke because what they do is strange. Because what a shaman does is really blend with the spirit world in such a way that they're like basically in complete contact with the web, complete contact with the channel. They're in complete contact with the spirits. So you have to be okay with that with that as a shaman. It's a little bit different because you are walking kind of or communicating with your spirit guides in different ways. Now, the way I do it is I sort of communicate with everything like through threads. So it's just sort of like they go and come, you know. And then the shaman is different because you're using you're journeying to different lands and different places,
Right.
and you are actually exposed in certain situations without really good protections and really good guides. You could get into trouble. You're really sometimes you're stretched and overexposed, depending upon how you do your shamanism. That's why I'm a chaos shaman, because I only extend out and I usually stay rooted.
Right.
So that's kind of why I use different forms of magic to help me out.
And I
Well,
think
there's a practitioner who we know who she is. And she goes to Peru,
oh yeah,
and I don't know if it's okay to say her name, probably not. And she goes to Peru once a year, and is surrounded with. She does shamanistic learning and rituals and things. And I'm under the impression that shamans also use, and I'm not
Plants.
putting any judgment on it at all. It's a psychedelic substances.
right, yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah. And, to help it along.
right.
And that they're also more identified with certain parts of the world, like Central America, Mexico, not so much in like Western Europe, that kind of thing.
Yeah, they're
Or
definitely
you wouldn't see
more.
them in Scandinavia, like a Norwegian shaman. I don't know, maybe you do.
Yeah, no, there are Norse shamans. No, shamans are everywhere.
Oh, okay.
But the difference between that is it's kind of hard to put your finger on, but it's a shaman sort of embodies the attributes of what they're trying to obtain, whether it's
Right.
healing or whether it's whatever. They'll have animals and they'll help you bring it. They'll actually call those attributes to them, basically. So, for me, I use I say I'm a follower of the way. So I use it in a chaos shaman type style.
Right.
So when I do something, I might call a circle, or I may, but I may not. But I journey with angels or animals, or I commune with saints and stuff like that.
And one of the biggest differences in magical traditions too, and this is why again I veer more toward the left-hand path. Another difference: a lot of magical traditions will see where does the power come from. So, like a witch will see the power coming from herbs, crystals, deities, elementals, things like that.
Yeah.
The power comes from external energy sources, whether physical or spiritual. A ceremonial magician will see the power coming from angels, demons, symbols, like, different, like the pentagram, for example, symbol protection or invocation or banishing, and various, things like that. There are lots of correspondences that they would use. That's where the power comes from for them. Shamans, you'd have to tell me, Justin, I would guess from like the different spirits and things like that.
The power is everywhere. You can get it from anywhere because everything is connected through the web.
Right, okay.
So your power comes from yourself, your spiritual allies.
That's what I thought.
But it also comes from your connection to everything.
Right.
So I draw power from in myself, from outside. They help from above, from below. I just
Right.
get it from everywhere, So that's kind of how I do it, more shamanic. Whereas, so like Brandon was just saying, that's kind of how the different people draw their.
Right. And then on the left-hand path, they see it as you are the power. You have the power totally within yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is, And that's how I see it. That's how I've seen it with like
I was
law of
just going to
attraction.
say that when you were talking about all those symbols.
Right.
I was going to say, well, it really comes from your will.
Exactly. And that's what I teach, and that's why I teach it in the left-hand path. And I've come to learn, especially as I read this. The more I read this book, the more I'm like, that's who I am. But I've been teaching this for a while. Your will is basically the law. You know, it dictates what your reality is. Your will is the final authority. You know, you say what goes. You don't need anything else. You don't need symbols. You can use them, but the power comes from within yourself. So that's the difference. You know, again, there are a lot of different magical traditions, and it just depends. But you know, for someone like that, the power comes from within.
Now he's telling you that very pure. Remember, you know, so they mix and match sometimes.
Right.
So
right.
everybody, so just because that doesn't mean that you don't use something like a symbol or a god or a goddess when you need to.
Right. Exactly. They would see that. Yeah, you would use them as kind of an aid, but not as, oh, you have the power and I'm asking you for this help. That's not how it is.
Right.
It's I have the power. I'm asking you to join me in this creation or to help me or whatever, but I have the power. Right? So it's a more self-centered. When I say self-centered, I don't mean like selfish, but I mean literally self-centered type of thing where you're focused on the self as the source of power.
Right.
And that's where it flows from. Right? So it's not external, it's internal. So that's one of the major differences. So yeah, any other questions before we end? This is a very interesting call today. From
especially the hedgehog
readings
segue.
to hedgehogs to magic.
Co-creation hedgehogs.
Hedgehogs. So that was a lot of fun, though. But I hope that for we no one else here is on the East Coast. Well, not as high up on the East Coast. We're getting slammed by snow up here. So
Did the
Justin,
blizzard
you
start?
probably obviously you don't get snow down there, do you?
Some.
Justin.
We got some on Sunday.
Did you?
Yeah.
What's the temperature?
It didn't stick.
You're lucky.
The snow 2 years ago stuck and knocked out power to all kinds of stuff.
Wow. What's the temperature there right now?
It's going down to 48 degrees tonight.
Oh,
It's almost
poor
80
you.
degrees here today.
Oh my God.
Almost
I
80
hate that.
It was
degrees.
30. What was it? 33 or something like that on Saturday. It was raining on
I wish
Saturday.
it was cold like that.
Oh,
It was a
poor
nasty,
Justin.
cold rain on Saturday. One of those.
Oh, I love it.
It's
I
one of
love
those
cold
rains that it
weather.
would have been warmer had it been snowing. It was like we get these strange rains that they blow. They're these constant blowing rains, and
Right.
it will actually go through everything you've got on just about. If you're not, because it's just this cold rain.
The temperature here, it says it's cloudy. It's 14 degrees. That's the temperature here.
Is it snowing?
No
It's not
way.
bad.
Is it
14
snowing right
degrees.
now?
I don't know if it's snowing right
Right
now.
now it says it's cloudy. And I want to get that in.
Is there snow on the ground though?
Oh, we have 8 inches.
Do you guys
Wow.
go
That
out?
did snow.
Y'all go out places?
But
and
my sister has 2.5 feet.
And
Where is
that's-
she again?
She's about 6 hours away.
In New York.
we should go
So
visit
that's
her.
negative 10 Celsius for our friends outside of the United States.
So do y'all go places in this? Like you would go still? Because to me, you guys would just still go out in this, right?
I hate the cold, so I don't.
I try not
I'm pretty
to.
much a recluse in the okay. Christine's thinking he's always a recluse, so. But
Yeah.
I'm more of a recluse. I am more of a recluse in the winter. I love walking up to like 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is like maybe 2 blocks up the road. Okay.
Yeah.
I love walking up there and getting snacks and drinks and whatnot. I will not go in the winter because I'm not one to climb over snowbanks because, of course, sometimes they'll leave they'll leave the sidewalks pretty good, but then they'll the snowbanks will be right up where you want to cross. Sometimes they don't make room for the crossing. So either you have to climb over or not cross that way. So I don't like walking, and I get too cold. I'm not good in the cold. So that is not my thing. I'm a recluse in the winter. Unless someone's driving me, then I'll go. I'm not walking.
So you might go days in the winter without even leaving the house.
You hibernating like an animal.
You said weeks.
Yeah.
You have a weeks, yeah. Well, look, I work from home. I don't, and we get everything delivered. I mean, we get
But don't you want
delivered.
the air in your face sometimes?
Not if it's that cold.
No.
Yeah. See, I like that. I like the cold.
But it's not 14 degrees where you
Right, yeah, you try 14
air in
degrees.
your face actually
Brendan's
hurts.
trying to talk.
I've been to cold places, and I get very
Brenda's trying to talk.
Go ahead, Brendan.
Yeah, I was saying that even being a recluse is okay, but you still need to get your vitamin K from the sun. So
Vitamin D.
get your butt out there and walk around.
Yeah.
Or vitamin D.
Yeah.
You really do.
I'll take a supplement. It's not happening in the winter. If someone's driving me somewhere, I'll go out and I'm not going to walk. It's way. My body doesn't react well.
Or the heat, or the extreme heat.
Or the extreme heat.
It's a
So
thyroid disorder.
Spring and autumn
yeah.
are perfect for me. Summer, if it gets like over 80, is not good.
Oh,
Winter, if it gets freezing.
Me too.
Winter, if it gets freezing, it's not good. So that I love. Well, summer evenings are my favorite times to go and walk like up to 7-Eleven or something. When you walk around somewhere. But winter, no way. There's just no way.
I can't do it either. Well,
But
my
7-Eleven has Slurpees. So you have to go to
Yes.
7-Eleven to get your
You can't do
Slurpee.
winter either, Christine?
Yeah, she'll be outside for like 2 seconds, and her eye will start throbbing because it's sensitive.
Oh, yeah, not good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we wanted to go outside for the full moon the other day, but it was 9 degrees then.
See, I would have gone out. I love outside. It doesn't really matter if it's.
It affects
I
me
just
really
put
bad.
on the clothes that I need to. I've stood out in 9-degree weather before.
Oh God.
I've stood out in really cold weather too.
I was waiting for the bus. I've stood out in 9-degree weather and waited for a cab for like 15, 20 minutes.
Holy God.
When I was in
Yeah.
a band, my first band in my early 21, we toured the United States in the middle of winter, and we were in like upper Minnesota in the middle of winter, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota.
No
Let
way.
me tell you, we had to put face masks on. They're like these hats that
Yeah.
they cover your whole face except for
Ugh.
where you can breathe. Because
Wow.
if you just take it off for 1 second, you start crying. It spontaneously tears come out
Oh
of your
my
eyes
gosh! Wow.
from the cold, and you feel your face freezing up, and you have to put it right back over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so cold up there you can't. And then for me,
Yeah,
I've stood out in 109-degree weather.
Nope, no way.
30 to
it was
40.
minus. What did they call it? Freezing minus. There's a word for it. Like 38 degrees. Below normal.
No
Yeah, I had
way.
a friend that went into work once in Minnesota. It was negative 34, and the
Yeah.
windshield was negative 92. So.
Oh, it can go way up.
Here-
Negative 80s.
They'll close the schools even if it's not snowing. If the temperature's that cold, it's dangerous to be outside.
It is.
It's dangerous. Literally.
Handle it.
Right, it's dangerous to be outside that cold. But I just can't do it in the winter. So
But
in the winter, I'm
over
like,
80, I'm really
there.
uncomfortable. 80 degrees.
Yeah, me too.
Like the heat. Yeah.
Perfect temperature for me is like 70.
Yeah.
For me, it's more like 60.
You couldn't live in Columbia because in the summer you'd be done. Like from about April, maybe May on, you'd be done. You'd be done till like October.
That's why.
And
they
here,
invented,
too.
That's why they invented air conditioners.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's nothing like 105 degrees and it's moist outside.
One
That's
day,
exactly what it is here, except
one
it's
day
dry.
we're getting central air. I don't care what happens. It's gonna happen.
I agree.
That's a
I remember-
goal for me, too.
I grew up in a we had, like I said, we had 5 or 6 acres of land. We had a double modular, and we had a trailer, and which one we lived in depended on how much we could deal with my grandmother. She always lived in the double modular. But I remember we got central air installed, and it was like the best day ever because it was always just cool enough, just like with heat. It was awesome. So that's one of my goals for this house. Anyway, we're really good at off topic today.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone enjoys their week, and everyone else is warmer than it is here, so enjoy.
Happy hedgehogs.
So I hope
Yes.
see everyone next Tuesday,
Sounds
and I hope you have a
good.
great week.
Have a good
Happy
one.
You
hedgehogs.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Hedgehogs.
Bye.
Bye.